Alright, good morning. So last night I was planning on night hiking a bit, but crazy storm came in, so I didn't get the number of miles in that I planned to. I just set up camp in this burnt out forest. And yeah, it was actually a pretty crazy storm. You know, it rained, the rain wasn't that bad, the thunder and lightning was just crazy. Thunder was so loud, you could feel the vibrations in your chest, and the lightning was striking so close, it was kind of scary. But yeah, I set up camp and just tried to sleep, but it lasted quite a while. Anyway, so I didn't catch up to that group of hikers I mentioned before, but I've been hiking with some other people as well, and everyone will be in town today. It's really not far to town, it's only like 10 miles or something. So anyway, I'll be in Derby pretty soon. I'm probably just gonna not stop until I reach the highway and then hitchhike into Derby and go get some food and meet up with the other hikers. So yeah, should be good. Alright, so made it to town. I'm in Derby now, and this is actually the next day, so I'm just going to put 2 days into one video because, as usual, spent a decent amount of time in the town, you know. So basically I didn't have to hike that much to get to the highway, and then I hitchhiked into Derby. And when I got to Derby, I found out that the group of hikers I mentioned before, one of them messaged me, Mudbath, he messaged me, and he told me that they were staying with a trail angel. So I went and found them at this trail angel's house. And a huge thank you to the trail angel. His trail name is Gravity. I don't think he's too much of a hiker, but he's a bike packer, so he does lots of bike packing, and he actually plans to go to England, to the UK, and do some bike packing there. And so I was chatting to him for a bit, and he's a really friendly guy and really nice of him to host us at his house. Lots of space in the house for us to spread out, and lots of space to sleep and just hang out, drink some beers. We made spaghetti and just had a good time. So yeah, big thank you to Gravity for letting us stay here in Derby. And so when I got to Derby, actually one of my top priorities was first thing to get my new shoes from the post office. So I haven't mentioned the shoe situation in a while, but actually the shoes that I was wearing, I've worn all the way from Leadville, which is about 1,200 miles. So 1,200 miles in the same pair of shoes, which is kind of unheard of. Most people don't do anywhere near even 1,000 miles in the same shoes. So yeah, anyway, it feels great to have new shoes. The trail's been kind of rocky recently. I'm really looking forward to putting on these new shoes. I think it's going to make a huge difference, because honestly I probably should have got new shoes at around the 1,000-mile mark. I think 1,000 miles is really the limit, although I mean they're still holding up. It's just that I feel like I'm basically walking barefoot at this point, and there's certain times where you step on a rock and it's really painful, and also your feet get sore by the end of the day much faster than they would normally. So I think it's going to make a huge difference having new shoes now. So here are the old shoes, 1,200 miles in these shoes, and basically where they've worn out is here. There's like absolutely just, it's nothing, it's about to break through. I feel like I could actually push my finger through the shoe and actually break a hole, and same with right here. So those are the two spots where the tread is completely gone and it feels like there's nothing between your foot and the ground. But yeah, honestly I've been really impressed with them. Like, although I say obviously it's painful after like 1,000 miles, I probably should have replaced them, but you know, still they held up, and I could do close to 30 miles a day in these. And like obviously the sides are ripping out, as you can see, but that's not a huge issue. Occasionally little sticks and stones go in the sides, but it's not too bad, honestly. So yeah, that's the state of the shoes. Pretty messed up, but yeah, they made it all the way to Derby from Leadville. And the other thing to mention is the insoles. The insoles of these shoes are no longer in here. I threw them away because they were completely trashed. In Leadville, I actually found some new insoles in a hiker box, which I used from Leadville to Derby. But I'll put a picture of the insoles in the video now, so you can see how messed up the insoles were. But yeah, anyway, that's the update on the shoes. Main thing is obviously holes in the side, but not too big of a deal. and the tread is gone, so sometimes you fall over because you slip on the loose gravel and you feel the rocks. But yeah, I'm very, very impressed that they made it 1,200 miles. Alright, so here are the new shoes. This is what the Vivo Barefoot Primus Trail 2 FG. FG stands for firm ground. This is what they look like when they're brand new. So you can see, let me actually do a side-by-side comparison. I've worn these just around town so far, the new ones. But yeah, you can see a big difference in the tread. And it's going to feel great to put these new shoes on. They feel a lot more stiff as well. These shoes are like just completely really, really bendy, whereas these ones I can barely bend. So you can really feel a difference. And yeah, check this out. You can roll these shoes up like no effort and they become just scrunched up like that. Pretty crazy. So yeah, if you're curious about these shoes, I'll put a link in the description box of the video if you're curious about them. I really, really love these shoes. I've been really impressed. And no, I'm not sponsored by Vivo Barefoot or anything like that. But there's no other shoe that I'd rather wear. I really, really like these shoes. And I'm happy to have these brand new, fresh looking shoes, no holes. And yeah, these will easily make it the last 500 or so miles to Canada. So yeah, anyway, we all hung out at this trail angel's house, and he's super friendly. It was a nice time hanging out. And today's the next day. So in the morning we went to a breakfast cafe called the Montana Cafe, and we'd heard a lot of good things about the Montana Cafe, and it was honestly, it was perfect. It was great. Basically, the main appeal of the Montana Cafe is that they have absolutely gigantic pancakes. So actually, let me put a picture in the video right now of the pancakes. And honestly, I feel like you can't judge the size of these pancakes just from these photos. The pancakes are huge. I've never seen pancakes this big before, and they were honestly way more filling than I expected. One pancake is an insane amount of food. I mean, I got like a scramble, like an omelette basically, and then I also got a pancake, and the pancake comes with a scoop of ice cream. And a pancake is only $2. It's huge. Scoop of ice cream for another $1, and then obviously you got maple syrup and you got like melted butter to put on top as well. They were really, really good. And also it just felt like a classic American type of like sort of cafe diner type experience. It was really nice, and there was a big group of us. We all went together, so yeah, it was a good time. So after breakfast, most of us went and got resupply on food, but I was honestly feeling really sick and just so full and bloated from all the food that I didn't even want to look at any food in the shop. So I actually just went back and laid on the couch for a bit. So I still need to get my resupply on food before leaving the town. All right, goodbye old shoes. You treated me well. Made it a long way. So this is the Montana Cafe where we got breakfast this morning with the massive pancakes. That was pretty good. So there are a couple of places to resupply here. There's a grocery store over there, and there's a Family Dollar here. So I'm going to check out both of these places and see what I can get for my resupply. Alright, so I got my resupply on food. This is a nice little town, it's quite cool. It's pretty quaint. So I'm just walking to the edge of town to, try and hitchhike out back to the trail. So hopefully get a ride and it doesn't take too long, and I'll be back on the trail pretty soon. Alright, so it was pretty easy to get a ride. Got a nice and easy hitch back to the trail. Didn't take long at all. So I'm thinking I'll probably be able to catch up to the rest of the group, and it probably won't actually take that long. So yeah, I'm back at this pass. I think it's called Lost Trail Pass or something like that, and about to hop on the trail. So at this point, I'm really starting to feel like I'm on the home stretch of the CDT. It's pretty crazy. But basically, there's no more Idaho now. For a while I was following, basically since I left Yellowstone, I was following the Idaho-Montana border for quite a long time. And now I'm just in Montana. That's it. Like, it's just Montana now, no more Idaho. So from where I am now, I think it's only maybe 515 miles just in Montana to reach the border, to reach Canada. Just 515 miles. It's pretty crazy. And I know 500 miles might sound like a really long way, but it's like nothing in the grand scheme of things. It feels like I'm very close to Canada at this point. It's pretty crazy. And hiking with the group of people that I've been with recently, we've been doing easily high 20s every day, like 27 miles a day or 28 miles a day. And honestly, it's been fairly easy at this point in the trip. I'm just like really used to the hiking. So I feel like now that I have new shoes, the new shoes are going to make a really big difference. By the way, one thing I forgot to mention about Darby, that town that I was in, is that there's some TV show called Yellowstone, which apparently is filmed in and around that town in Darby. And I don't know anything about the TV show called Yellowstone. I haven't seen it, hadn't actually heard of it until people started saying that it was filmed in that town. But yeah, apparently it's filmed there, and I actually went right by some ranch, which like on the gate of the ranch it says Yellowstone. So that's apparently the ranch in the TV show. So if you watch that TV show Yellowstone, I was basically on the film set, I guess. So anyway, it's starting to get dark now. It's kind of late, so I'm just going to hike a little bit longer. Apparently there's some kind of campsite up ahead. Not a real campsite, but just like a good spot to camp. So I'm going to see if that group of hikers that I was with is at that camping spot, but we'll see. And if they're not there, I'll probably see them at some point tomorrow. They had a pretty decent head start on me today, just because, like I said earlier, I was trying to like edit and upload some YouTube videos in town, and I still had to get my resupply. So I think they probably left town at least 2 hours before me. So I don't know if I'll see them tonight, but hopefully tomorrow. We'll see.